So I don't know. I guess I'm going to kind of take the lead on it a little bit for
for
episode 1. This is going to be the Lasting Legacy Pod, as you can see by our beautiful logo here. Basically, me and David wanted to put a podcast together and focus a lot on like business side of things. We're both entrepreneurs. We both are young in entrepreneur.
You're definitely young in what you do.
Field. I'm like half the average age.
No, 100%.
You're probably like 5 years older.
Yeah, probably.
Than average.
All the best photographers are like 19, just not in this town.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's younger than me, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
They're all in LA, right?
100%. Yeah, that's the move.
So, but yeah, so that's kind of what this podcast is about. It's what it's starting out as right now. And I don't know. I guess
usually it won't just be me and Brad. We'll have somebody else here and someone from the local area who's killing it, who does their entrepreneur or their small business owner 100% full-time. And for me, I know my goal is to influence other people to make that jump into full-time small business owners and stuff, because I know me and you and most everybody doesn't just hop right into being a small business owner. I don't think I know anybody who's done that. That sounds terrifying.
I mean, it's hard to do because usually that's how you end up going broke.
No, 100%.
So like, I mean, I don't want to get too deep, but yeah, like I worked at Best Buy for 3 of the 5 years my company's been around.
Dang. Okay. So you were at Best Buy and ran your company at the same time?
For 3 years, for the first 3 years.
Yeah. And I feel like that's pretty normal as well, because I did the same thing. I worked for the feds and did this, not full time, but like I shot weddings while I worked at the feds for at least 2 years, and that's what made my decision to quit and do this.
Oh yeah, I probably could have made the jump at 2 years, but that Best Buy discount.
100%.
It's worth staying on
we could have
for.
used a discount when we were buying all this stuff. And we didn't even wait for Black Friday. Literally bought everything for the podcast a week before Black Friday.
I doubt anything was on sale. But
no, I don't think it was. I checked.
So yeah, I guess that's kind of like a quick intro summary into the podcast. We have some show notes that we're kind of gonna go over and talk about for episode 1. But yeah, we'll just kind of, at least for me, like I just see how it evolves and just I've been wanting to do a podcast for like honestly for like 4 years. I've been wanting to start one. Yeah. So now I have.
He messaged me one night at like 9 p.m. and was like, "Hey, do you want to start a podcast?" And I was like, "Sure, I don't have enough going on in my life. Let's start a podcast." But I'm not editing it. I didn't tell him that over the phone. I waited, and then in person I was like, "Hey, just so you know, you're gonna edit this." So this is not a reflection of what David took it looks. And maybe one episode I'll allow how I would light it and how I would personally do things, but for the simplicity of things and actually the ease of getting the content out, this is going to be more than likely how it looks, how it sounds, which I'm pretty pumped with how these mics sound, honestly, because we've been playing with them a little bit. But
I think they came out good. This whole like set, I guess you want to call it.
100%, yeah.
It's like, it feels legit. It feels so legit.
I'm glad you got a 3 office space, and we just dedicated the main entrance to the podcast studio
for growth.
100%. You know, it's all for the growth and the culture.
You kind of got to buy bigger to what you want to build into.
Yeah, my actual office is probably this size, maybe even smaller than this, and it's absolutely terrible. I can't wait to move and take on my next endeavor.
That's where I met you.
Was that
yeah.
That's super weird. I don't even remember how that happened.
Really?
No.
I was I don't know how I got your name. Actually, I think it was someone you used to work with.
Yeah.
I know who it is. I'm not going to do like full names, kind of weird. Mm-hmm. But I know who I heard your name from, and cuz I was getting married and we wanted a videographer.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But we saw some, and they're like $4,000, and I was like, well, that's out of the question.
Yeah. It wasn't me. That wasn't my quote.
No.
But yeah.
So I met with you, and yours was like, it was. I mean, it was reasonably priced, but
I would not shoot it for that price now.
I got
But yeah.
yeah. And I didn't even go with you.
No, yeah. And for a good reason, honestly. Yeah, I mean, technically, your video was done on a trade. So
correct. Mine was free.
Yeah, and that's honestly the most slept on thing about being your own boss is working service for service as trades. Like, for example, I get my hair cut every 7 days off trades, and then I go and shoot his business, but I know you wish you could do that, but yeah.
I only get a haircut once a month on trade, so
oh yeah,
I might
Yeah,
I
no,
might have to renegotiate my deal.
100%. But it just depends. I do, but yours is for one big service. I'm assuming maybe bookkeeping, but one big service. Mine is for monthly service.
Yeah, no, mine's monthly too. But also,
okay.
I got this mean ass beard.
True.
That's.
I wish I had this mean ass
say.
beard. Yeah.
I was gonna say no. It's a pretty fair trade.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I take up about 90 minutes of JR's time.
Oh my god.
When I go, yeah, it's not quick, man.
Yeah, no
It's
kidding.
not,
Dang.
yeah, it's like
how much of that is just you talking?
I mean,
at least
I don't
30
know.
minutes of that.
You know, one time, actually, I think you shot it, and we did a seminar, me, you, and JR.
Yeah, absolutely.
And JR was talking. He was like, you know, I can knock a haircut out quicker than what I do, but you know, you want to like talk to your clients and build that relationship and stuff, 100%. You know. So I don't know how long it would really take him, but there's a lot of talking.
And in that field, in like the actual like field, I don't feel like what I do is a service, but what he does is definitely feels more like service oriented. But like with that, a lot of people end up venting. Like I do a lot of stuff in the fitness industry, and a lot of these personal trainers are, you know, I swear they're always like they're a therapist at the end of the day. Yeah, they're working out, but in between they're like, oh my god, my cousin's sister's uncle's cats died, and I feel devastated about it. And he's like, now I got to hear about that, you know. But it's all part of it, honestly. But
I'm glad I am so bad at like consulting or consoling people. I'm so bad at it.
I'm the worst.
I almost like I've never had to do like a tax return for someone who's passed away or anything like that. And I almost don't want to.
No,
because
100%. Yeah, that would be.
I feel like
I don't even know how that works. Like, who pays that tax? The family, the next
well,
of kin?
yeah. I mean, there's we won't get it.
Yeah,
we won't bore people with that.
Yeah.
But I've never done it, and I just like I don't know. I'm not very good at grieving.
Yeah, no, it's super weird. I've done a video similar to that. Yeah. And it's just I've actually shot a funeral too. That luckily was really good, and it was an outdoor. It was more of a celebration of life. He had already been passed away for like a month and a half, but they pushed it because of COVID and everything, and they actually rented out like one of the high schools like football fields, and we ran 3 cameras, and like it ended up being really nice. It was a military funeral, so like automatically that made it next tier. But yeah, that was rough. And honestly, like if you're a videographer and you're looking to make a lot of money really fast, start shooting funerals. 100%. You need 2 cameras at minimum and a way to mic them up, and you can get with every funeral home here, and you can probably shoot 3 funerals a day, and you can charge $1,000 and make $3,000 a day. I don't have the heart to do it, and it's just not something that interests me. But if you were truly hard up for money, that is 100% like a very it's oh man, I don't even know how to feel about it, because on one end, like, you feel like you're taking advantage of somebody's situation, but on the other end, you're preserving those memories.
Oh,
and
100%.
That's like, and that client that I delivered that to, they can relive all those speeches and the celebration of life and the eulogies that they gave, and at any moment, and really feel, you know.
It's kind of ironic, but it's almost the same. I got a call from somebody, I don't remember, so it was like a funeral home or it was a hospice, and they wanted to like partner with me to have someone to send, you know, grieving families to do the last tax returns and stuff like that. Whew. And it's probably great money.
I'm sure, 100%.
And honestly, I wouldn't feel like I'm taking advantage of them, because someone has to do it, and I know 100%. I'm going to do it right.
They're either going to go to you or H&R Block.
Yeah, like, you're going to shoot their video, you're going to make it remember. I know I'm going to do it right. I'm going to make 100%. Sure that person's, you know, lasting legacy
100%
is like, you know, keeping as much money as they to take care of the family that's remaining. But
exactly,
it's more of a personal thing. Like, I just
100%. Deep down, like,
death scares me too.
Shout out to like all the funeral home directors, because that is every day you are dealing with somebody's worst day. You know, like, I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah, that's like, that'd be like if I had to do a tax return and every time they owed like 10 grand.
Yeah.
I'm just finished your taxes.
Yeah.
I hope you have 10 grand sitting around.
Yeah, hopefully.
Like 3 times a day. I can do that.
Yeah, no, not a chance.
You're like, hey, I know we just shot your wedding. I lost all the footage. every day.
Don't even put that evil on me. I have 4 more weddings until I'm done shooting weddings, but yeah, that is my worst nightmare. Things similar to that have happened, but luckily we have redundancy and stuff like that, so it's not usually a total loss. We've lost a whole SD card worth of footage before, and luckily it wasn't anything for the ceremony. So like that's technically the most important part, but still having that third angle would have been really, really nice. And people are not used to me doing the podcast, so they keep calling me. It is so annoying. Everyone's trained, don't call me at sunset. And now that the sun has set, they just blow me up. So
no one's called me.
My bad if I keep looking at my watch to reject calls.
Not a single person has called me.
Oh.
My wife's probably excited. She's like, oh, all right.
Yeah, she's probably getting some
Can't
quality
be
nap
bugging
time. No, exactly.
Can't be bugging me.
All right, well, let's get through some of these show notes here.
Yeah, for sure.
This question was super cool, and you kind of touched on it on another podcast that you were on. Shout out to the Street Champs podcast. We're gonna have him on here too. But what was your first? Yeah, maybe.
I didn't ask him. Did you ask him?
No,
okay.
I can call him.
You're just assuming he's gonna say yes.
He's gonna say yes.
Oh, okay.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, especially once he quits his job and does it full time. But all right. So, what was your first entrepreneurial endeavor?
My first one?
Yeah. What got your feet wet? What?
College. So in college. I had an iPhone, and I broke my iPhone. It was an iPhone 4, iPhone 4S or something. And I broke my iPhone, and I cracked the screen, and I'm a broke, poor college kid. I was like, well, this really sucks. I can't afford to buy a new phone. So I was like, okay, how do I fix it? So I went online. I figured out how to fix it. It was like pretty simple.
Yeah.
I think the screen cost maybe $10-15. So I fixed my own iPhone, fixed the screen, and I was like, wow, that was pretty easy.
Yeah.
So from there, somehow it just kind of blossomed into buying phones that were broken. I'd buy broken phones.
Like on eBay or from people you knew?
Mostly what it was, I'd buy all my phones on Craigslist.
Oh, dang, Craigslist.
I'd sell them on eBay.
That's cool.
So I did that, and then I also would repair people's phones.
Oh, that's cool.
So like someone would be like, hey.
Like from the dorm room?
Yeah, I fixed a lot of phones at college. I got pretty quick, especially with the iPhones, on fixing them. I mean, there's some of the screens are you have to get them from the front of the screen, and then other versions are on the back. So like the ones with the front screens, like I could fix it in 10 minutes.
That's insane.
And so
it's just like a ribbon connector, right?
Pretty much, yeah. It's like a couple screws and a ribbon connector, pop it in and out. And
That's
then
insane.
so yeah, I was just like banging out phones. Like I would buy phones on Craigslist that were functional. 100% perfectly fine. Buy them on Craigslist, put them on eBay the same day, and make $50-$60 in a day per phone.
No, that's huge. Yeah.
So I just kept doing that, and that's kind of where it started.
Was there anything after that you kind of dabbled into?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of always been just like on that sense of like trying to think of like, oh, like what can I do business wise,
Yeah.
I never really thought of like an accounting firm. I always thought I would be
you went from fixing phones to
well, I always wanted to be an accountant.
Obviously you were in school for that, right?
Yeah. So I always thought like, oh, I'll just go and get an accounting job, make 70-80 grand, save that money, and like start another business or something like that.
Like on the side as being an accountant, and then something completely different.
Well, I mean, honestly, I don't know.
That's still kind of the play, honestly.
But like I was just going to be an accountant for like 10 years and save a bunch of money, and then, I don't know, buy real estate or buy
save a bunch of money,
something.
But wait for this next announcement that's coming up here soon.
Oh, yeah.
That's the complete opposite of
Goodbye,
saving money.
money.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be
Hello, happiness.
No, 100%. It'll be worth it.
So what about you, though?
So, God, what did we used to do? I worked at Verizon, so I would flip phones as well, on a much smaller scale. It wasn't as often, but I was always buying and selling phones and upgrading. In that mentality has still like translated today. Like I just bought the new iMac. Well, I bought a new iMac, but then bought the new MacBook Pro, sold my old MacBook Pro, and honestly, like for what I sold it for, it was a good deal, but I got it for a good deal too. So I used that MacBook for 2 years, and through the course of 2 years, it lost $500 in value. Like I probably could have got more for it too. Like I've never actually touched the keys with my fingers. Like I always use like keyboard protectors and stuff. And so it's pristine condition, but I would buy an iPad, like the iPad 2, and then I would sell it, buy the iPad 4 at the time. Like, you don't need iPads every year. I keep telling myself that, and it still hasn't happened. But yeah, so I would just kind of buy and flip that way. And then my neighbor, actually, he would like go to market, and there's a farmer's market, and he would like wholesale produce. And then he would like hire me and his grandson, like we lived across the street, to go like set up his food market stand, and we'd bring our bikes and we'd go ride around all day and then come back, help him tear it down, and he would pay us every day. So like stuff like that was super cool to see that, okay, this dude, I never understood how his grandpa always had money, but he didn't work, and I still to this day kind of don't understand it. But he had like a lot of different like streams of income coming in, and that was just one of them that he enjoyed. He enjoyed like talking to people and stuff. But I think my biggest one that really like spoke out was a little backstory. We were me and another friend were in Vegas, and they had the like steamers, and they like. They're in the middle of the mall, and you just put salt in them, and they like steam the shirt. They have the shirt all wadded up, and they just show you how fast you can steam a shirt. But they were like $120 inside Caesar's Palace. Fast forward like 2 months later, we come back here, and they're in our local mall, and we walked by, and the guy with the salesman was like, "Hey, have you guys seen these?" And we're like, "Yeah, they're cool. Not $120 cool though." And he's like, "$120, you know, we're probably not going to make rent, so we're letting them go for $30. And we looked at each other. We bought one. I scanned it on the Amazon app and saw that they were Prime eligible, and there was a listing already made, and they were selling for $95. And he had a little like sales like program on his computer. He can see how many units were being pushed. And the way Amazon Prime works is if me and you are both selling products, the lower price product goes first, and then it goes up. Like, so we listed ours we ended up buying the whole kiosk for $1,200 for 42 steamers. It came out to like $23, $24 a unit. And then we listed them on Amazon, and we shipped half of our sales or half of our stock in a big old box to Texas. The other half went to Vegas. And then we listed them at $85, and we sold them all within 28 days. Only one of them returned. Every time my email went off, we made $55. And that was the craziest thing ever. Like, my friend, he was doing a bunch of like wholesaling and stuff like that, and he owed me money for some like product photos that I had taken for him. But so he ended up giving me all of that money, and that's essentially the down payment on my house. Was like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so I brought that money to closing. There was some other stuff, like it wasn't seasoned money.
How did you prove that cash?
How did I prove it? All right, so what I ended up doing was my parents gifted me that amount, and I yanked that money out of the account. It was in like a weird account that I had set up, and I yanked that money
Cayman
out.
Islands.
Yeah, no, it was just like I had a hobby and fun money. So when I was flipping stuff on Craigslist, I used to plastic dip people's rims and stuff, and they would pay me, install stereos, all that good stuff. So I would keep all this money in like a cookie jar, and then I would go and run it to the bank and put it in the bank so I could spend it online. But essentially, I pulled that money out. My parents gifted me that same amount of money, so I gave it to them in cash. And then after I was in my house, I made them wait another month, and then they put it back into their account. But he said the only reason we had to do that is because I didn't have a receipt for the steamers, which we paid cash for them. So of course we didn't have a receipt, but that's crazy story. Yeah, it's super nuts.
Yeah, you know, like I feel like that's like a good way to start is like like that not like buying and reselling stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That was like essentially retail arbitrage. But there's people who go to the dollar store and they buy like car air fresheners. Have you ever noticed car air fresheners are $1 there? Well, they're $1.25 now because they just changed. Dollar Tree changed their stuff. But inflation. They were $1 there, and then people would like make 3-packs and sell them for like $6 on Amazon. Yeah, so crazy. And like Windex, like all that stuff.
Yeah, there's like a hustle for anything like Ross and like all these like TJ Maxx and stuff like that. And like I don't know. I've always kind of like
I really
try to get back into that kind of stuff.
I've always wanted to like dedicate $100 and go buy some like, because you can find some like, oh wow, that's crazy. You can find some super cool clothes at like the Arc and Goodwill, like Polo Ralph Lauren polos, like sell all day no matter what size they are. And you can just flip them all day on like Poshmark and stuff like that. And I've sold a bunch of stuff on Posh too. A bunch of jeans that I had, Hurley shirts, and they were I wouldn't say I've made money off of them, but like if I would have got those for a lower price, then absolutely I would have made money off of those.
Yeah, I one time, I don't know why, I was on Craigslist looking at like stuff that's free that I could like sell, and there was like a bunch of books, and this person was selling like giving away like boxes of books. So I think I paid $30 for literally like 500 books. And I went through them all, and I was going to just like, okay, like I'm going to easily make my $30 back. I'm going to make this back. So I was kind of going through the books and like looking at some of them. And there was definitely there was some books in there that were like selling for over $30, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I was like pretty deep into accounting already, like this to DOS Financial. Like I want to say, this is like maybe 3 years ago. So it was like right as like I was like 100% DOS Financial income. I was like, I don't have time to list 300 books and resell them. So I ended up donating them all the books to like Goodwill or something. But you know, there's stuff like that. But
for you.
Yeah, the problem for me is I'm just like, I don't have time to like go through and list all that stuff. I found
it's time consuming, man. Like making a posh, like making the account is quick, but like listing each garment, like each shirt, you had to take a front, back, side shot. And some people are like really about it, and they're like even like gift wrapping it and like heat stamping, writing notes, and I'm like, man, no, I just want the damn shirt. I don't care about your note.
Those people,
the customer experience, going back to that, like I get it.
Those people are into it.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I did that too. Like I was at Dick's one time, and I was like, oh wow, they have such good deals on all these golf shirts.
Yeah.
So I was like gonna start like a DOS golf shop or something like that on eBay, and I bought like 3 shirts, and then I listed them. I sold them. I made like maybe $100. But I was like,
that was a lot of work.
Too much work.
And the thing I hate about selling on eBay, and it's going to sound so weird, is I hate going to the post office. I swear I got the slowest person in the world in front of me. They only have 1 person working, 2 if you're lucky. And like, I don't know how to ship stuff for cheap, so we would just use the flat rate boxes. And that's like $7.
Go to the self kiosk.
They have a self kiosk
at the main post office here,
where you just drop it in.
You walk in there. It's got like a computer. You weigh it. It weighs it for you. It prints out your stamps. And you can just dump it in there.
Oh, I didn't even know.
You don't have to deal with anybody.
I was just waiting every time. Every time I ship something,
it's terrible. I hate going there too. I try to keep like at least 80 stamps at all times to get rid of stuff. But sometimes I'll have some big stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just take it to there and do it. Like no one uses that self kiosk. I have no idea why.
Yeah, no,
but it's so convenient.
No, 100%. I'm gonna have to start.
But yeah, the resale thing, it's like it's a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
It's like Gary Vee goes to his garage sales and sells all his money.
His mug life is so
you
sick.
could kill it. You could really make a lot of money, but it is gonna be like a full-time job.
No, 100%. And I will say, since Gary Vee did those videos, the trash talk videos, if you haven't seen those, check those out. It's super crazy. But you already know he has people listing those on eBay for him.
Oh yeah. He's doing the fun stuff.
He's doing the hunting part, which that's the best part. The selling, that stuff sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've been hitting garage sales and stuff too, and I've come up on some cool stuff. Vintage cameras, those are more for decoration. I've never flipped anything I've found, but essentially, like, yeah, they have some super cool stuff.
Yeah, I found a 1994 Rose Bowl hat.
Dang.
Still with the tag on it.
Dead stock.
25 cents.
Dang,
a quarter.
Yeah, you can
I
kill
went
it.
on.
Yeah.
I went online.
Especially since that stuff is trendy again.
Oh yeah, it's so trendy. I went online. It was like there was one for sale like used without the tag, $66. I got it for a quarter.
No way.
I didn't sell it. I thought the hat was cool. I still have it, so I kept the hat.
Do you wear it?
No.
You just keep it?
It's just sitting on my shelf, yeah.
Dang, that's
sitting
wild.
on my shelf next to my watches and stuff.
No, that's super wild.
So, but like, yeah, you can find cool stuff like that.
Yeah, you just never know. You've got to be willing to look, and like, he's not willing to talk somebody down from 50 cents to 25 cents either, which I'm like,
yeah,
that part is a little weird, but yeah, it's whatever. But I have actually met some cool people garage selling for sure. I live like kind of off downtown, so like every Friday there's like a little farmer's market in the park next to us, and everybody and their mother has a garage sale. So I just hit the streets and I just go up and back, and some people have stuff, some people don't. Like it's cool. I've definitely
fun to do too.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not doing anything most of the time during the day at that time, so I'll go buy some peaches and then go hit the garage sale. It's my thing. And my girlfriend, she works from home on those days, so she'll take roll. And then we'll go hit garage sales and just go see what we find. And yeah, you'd just be surprised what people get rid of, like, yeah, it's pretty good quality for the most part. But what is something you wish you can go and tell your 18 or 20-year-old self? What is a piece of advice? Like, I don't know how old you are, but
I'm 30.
current Brad, you're 30?
I'm 30.
Oh, okay. What would 30-year-old Brad, what would you tell your younger self?
I don't know. I've seen this in your notes.
Yeah.
And like one mistake you made, and what would you do different? Like, it's pretty cliche, I guess. Like, if I were to do anything different, I would just invest more sooner. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm a nerd. To
buy a Bitcoin?
No, I wouldn't even buy Bitcoin. No. I mean, you could, I guess. Yeah. But like, I would just say invest into like a freaking IRA. Like,
okay. Yeah.
Because it would go like crazy. I don't know, like I've made a ton of mistakes, but like every mistake has helped in some way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I don't think I would really want to change them, I guess.
Yeah.
There's definitely
like even a piece of advice.
I would like to learn something more. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know though. It's kind of hard.
I don't know.
What about you?
I think for me, it would be like pick up a camera sooner and like trust in your ability.
Yeah, just do it sooner. That would be the number one thing I would say. 100% probably
do it sooner, because I think I didn't buy my first real camera until I was like 23, 24. And then like I would like YouTube some stuff, and then I'd learn a little bit, and then keep going, and then like I just wish I would have did it sooner.
I had a camera before you had a camera.
Technically, you did, 100%.
I had that Canon when I was in college somewhere.
Probably still sitting in
here. I was like 20.
Yeah, no,
yeah. That's actually I would say that too. Just do it sooner.
Yeah.
Because if I was in college, and I got like an accounting internship or something like that. I mean, I graduated at 14. I didn't start my company till 16.
Yeah.
And I went to college for 5 years. So it's like, that's 7 years from the time I graduated to when I started my company.
Honed in on something.
It's like, I've only been in business for 5 years. I mean, I could literally be double my knowledge, my experience right now. So I would say start sooner, honestly.
100%. And I feel like most people would say that is start sooner, or, like stay consistent. Like consistency is key. I would do a bunch of photo shoots and then I wouldn't do anything. In the beginning, I consider myself a video guy, and I would do like, actually my YouTube channel is like actually monetized, and I was making dirt bike videos, and I probably should continue to do that because today people still comment on those and I still interact in the comments, but it's just like that was a big part of my life then, and now it's like it's changed courses, and I'm a workhorse and I can't get hurt, so I don't ride it. But yeah, I definitely start sooner, stay consistent, hone in on the craft, and like really just learn the programs a lot more.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like definitely gonna teach my son.
100%. Yeah.
Is like, you just do stuff.
If you like it, go all in.
Yeah.
You have to be passionate about it. And I just watched like a motivational speech with like Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs and Tim Cook and all these other people, and they all had the same thing to say: is you have to be absolutely obsessed with what you do, and you have to love it, because if you kind of like it, you're just going to back out when the going gets tough. But if you're super passionate about what you do, you're only going to double down and grow even further. And I totally get it. Like at the first sign of resistance, I would be the person to back out. Like, oh
yeah,
no,
that's
good.
Always my biggest complaint. My mom still gets sad about it. I always tell her, I was like, you're too easy on me. Like, you just let me quit everything.
Yeah,
I didn't learn.
I wasn't allowed to quit.
I didn't learn that. I could quit whatever. I could do whatever I wanted growing up. Like, oh, I didn't want to do that. I don't want to play football anymore. I quit.
Mid-season?
I know, just before the season.
Oh, okay.
I finished the season at least, but like basketball, I wanted to try for basketball. I went to the first practice. I hated it. I didn't even go to the second one. So I didn't even give him a chance to cut me. I cut myself. I just didn't go, and no one cared.
Yeah.
And then when I went to high school or went to college, and I was like, like I'm failing. I should probably no one's gonna come and save me here. It's kind of like that's when I started learning, like, you can't quit, like,
Yeah. Or you have to know when to quit.
Yeah,
like
you can quit. You can quit. Don't waste your time doing something that you're not passionate about. And passions can change too.
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
100%. And that's what I'm afraid of. I was like, man, I'm super passionate about this now. Like, I'm killing it, but I don't want to wake up one day and just not be passionate. I would never want to do that and then, be right back to square one where I was like 6 years ago. Like, what do I do?
That's the cool thing with owning a business. At least for me, what I've noticed is like when you own, like, so there's you're self-employed first, then
Yeah.
you're a business owner.
Exactly.
Really. And so like that transition's tricky in itself. That'll keep you busy for a long time.
100%.
But there's so much to do on both sides, self-employed or business owner.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
like right now, like
look at the marketing and social media side, and then look at like your service side.
social media.
How do you grow that service?
How to build your systems in place. That's my biggest thing. I've been working on my systems in my company for like really focusing on it for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Making sure like
everything is smooth.
it's like try to be as smooth as possible. I mean, it doesn't happen
That's what I'm saying.
all the time.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for
always
watching people's workflow. You know, so like from the moment you get a tax client, like I'm infatuated with the moment you get that client for that first meeting, and then the moment you like deliver the tax return, whether that's to the IRS or the packet or whatever, like that whole process is like super interesting to me. Same thing for me. It's like from the moment I meet with a client, like answer their DM, to the moment like they hit the calendar, they get the deposit, the way that I do all this stuff, it has to be the most seamless thing possible, or I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And there's some clients, I just don't know how. They make it super awkward. And I'm like, yeah, so Venmo, Cash App, PayPal? Like, where's this going? Like, why is this so awkward? And there's other clients that I've literally booked photo shoots in 4 messages. And they weren't even long messages. People were like, what's your rates and availability? I tell them the rate, the availability, awesome. And then I'd send them a screenshot of my calendar, put me down for X, Y, and Z. Cool, I got you in there. Once it gets closer, we could iron out the rest of the details.
And now you can go to David Took It.
Yeah, now you can go to the website
and you can book it yourself. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, and that only took me 8 hours to figure out. But hey, you know, it's
way,
worth it. Yeah,
that's the way to do it. I got to do that. I was talking
100%.
to JR too.
JR's the one who told me to do it, and I did it.
Yeah, he was killing it with that.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, like there's just always something to do like that. Like you're a photographer, videographer. You're not a website designer, but you were for 8 hours.
Yeah, I was.
Now you're a website designer.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't want to be a website designer anymore.
Yeah,
you know, I'll help people out, but other than that, like I'm the worst at designing. Like logos, I don't touch Photoshop because I'm absolutely terrible at it. I touch them to make video thumbnails and to do double exposure type stuff when the client asks for it. But other than that, like kudos to the people who can like literally flip an image into something that it's not. Like that in itself is art, and digital art I'm the worst at.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, what you do is really, I don't know how you do it, but it comes out like,
yeah, I do.
It's totally, you know what
to
I
me,
mean?
like
from what
it
you
makes
shoot
sense.
to what it comes out to.
And I try not to show the client the back of the camera because that is not even close to what it's going to be. And believe it or not, like my editing for a normal family session or whatever, a couple session, was probably less than an hour. Like the photos are done. That's why they're delivered the next day.
Yeah, I mean, when you shoot stuff for me, it's like
Tax
quick.
Tuesday is done by my next photo shoot.
Basically,
and that's video and photo.
Yeah.
But
and we've been changing it up too.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not just sitting there.
Doing walking
or like
stuff,
moving and stuff.
Yeah, actual movement stuff.
Yeah.
The sitting stuff is cool. It looks good, but even like changing the lighting, changing the backgrounds, like there's so much that goes into it, and the light fall off on your face you have to fix, you know, like lighting this and like recording this is like super easy. It's you line it up once, as long as we don't really royally mess up or have to cut anything.
Hopefully not.
We're good. I mean, I'm gonna check this camera here in a second, but
hopefully it's still recording. I mean, it looks like it's doing something.
It looks like it is. I am gonna check it. All right, everything was good. Anyway, so I'm sure that'll happen for the first few episodes because, like, I'm a super control freak, so I have to make sure everything's good, everything's still going. These cameras are notorious for overheating and, like, record limits and all that good stuff. But anyway, so get used to that cut. What's something you wish others knew about your occupation?
That is not some boring ass job.
To me, it sounds like the most boring job in the world. 100%.
I know. I don't know. You know, I mean, I guess I could see why. A lot of people don't like math, though.
I hate math.
Everyone hates STEM programs. Science.
I don't even know what a STEM is.
Science, technology, engineering, and math, I believe. I don't know about
most
the
of
T.
those sound terrible.
I know the SEM is right, but I'm not sure about the T, but I'm pretty sure it's technology.
Oh.
But yeah, like
that's my jam.
STEM, like no one really does it in school or anything. Everyone hates math. I don't know why. I love numbers. When I took an accounting class in high school, that's what hooked me.
Yeah, no.
And I love balancing. Yeah. I think honestly think I might be like slightly on the scale.
You might have to be.
Of like Yeah, I really do think I am.
Mm-hmm. My girlfriend says I am. Like, whatever.
I was just joking around about it at first, and cause, I wasn't. My wife was. She's like, you might be. And then I looked into it, and now I catch myself doing things, and I'm like, oh shoot, maybe I am. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
It's working out for me.
As long as you're high functioning, like, who cares? Yeah.
Elon Musk is autistic.
Clearly. Yeah, that dude, you can see it. You can definitely see it for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Absolute genius.
I don't remember how this came up. I forgot. Oh yeah, I like numbers. Balancing.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, I don't know. Like,
it's not just some boring
accounting. I don't know. It's kind of torn because I am an accountant, yes, but I almost don't consider that my occupation.
What would you say your occupation?
I almost think I transitioned into business owner, if that makes sense. Like, I am an accountant for my job, I guess, but
you're a business
I'm more business owner because half of my day has nothing to do with, like, half of my day is not accounting, it's not taxes, it's
social, it's
meetings,
client, it's
social
meeting,
clients, systems, like training.
Absolutely.
I brought
hiring always.
I brought my wife on, so I've been teaching her. We brought on a remote bookkeeper. So it's like
now you just need that other tax preparer, and you're golden.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm looking for an admin person next. Because when tax season comes around, I need someone up front to be able to be like, hey, your taxes are done. Send out the invoices. Get everything scanned in and stuff like that. So
you had your mom in there for a minute too.
I did.
Right?
Yeah, and I don't know, I might bring her back.
Yeah. We kicked her out to build this podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna have to move. I'm gonna have to wait till one of my neighbors moves out and get a bigger room.
Just expand 100%.
So, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of torn because I feel like if I worked at an accounting firm for 40 hours a week, I would probably be pretty miserable.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, but since you're doing it for yourself, it's totally different. Like we can schedule meetings at, Squawk Coffee and go over what we're going to shoot for Tax Tuesday. And, like, that is business day-to-day stuff,
Yeah.
Like, pickleball, like, we're always networking no matter what. Like, I went to jury duty, and I got 4 new Instagram followers from jury duty because people would say what their occupation was. And then when they left, I was like, yo, I don't know who's doing X, Y, and Z. Like, I met a barber there, and I was like, hey, where you at? Like... And I told him, I've done stuff for JR, done stuff for Steel City Barbershop Lounge. And he's like, oh, you're the guy who does it? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm tagged. Like, they tag me every time.
Read my hat.
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah. And so, something could come from that. You just never know. But just like, I like being around others who are doing the same thing that I am. Like every day grinding, doing what they love. And that's like what I want to capture, So that's just who I am, though. Like, I've become really, like, I do it without knowing now. And that's the scary part because, like, we'll go somewhere, someone will see me, and then, like, the person they're with is like, oh, hey, they're the ones who took so-and-so's photos or did the video for whoever, and they're like, oh, my God. Like, so I just tell people, add me on Instagram. Like, it's way easier. If I hand them a card, I never get the Instagram follow. If I tell them, add me on Instagram right there and put the pressure on them, I will gain that follower.
I buy 100 business cards every January to hand out during tax season.
And you have 500 business cards?
And
you got 4 here.
4 left.
Yeah.
But most of those went to like seminars and stuff like that, or
I
like
can see that.
In the trash. But I know I'm not a big business card guy.
You know what's weird?
I never do.
Neither am I.
I just don't see the point.
I'll never throw a business card away. I have a stack. I'm going to have to bring them in. I have a stack of every business card anybody's ever gave me since I started doing this.
If someone gives me a business card, it's probably not even going to make it into my house.
Really? Oh, okay. It's in the trash immediately.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure not everyone's like that.
No, I'm sure. A lot of older people definitely are not like that. Like my dad, thinking back,
for sure.
My dad has like business cards stacked in his wallet from the most random stuff. And I hate that because obviously people flip cards and stuff. Most of the time, I don't even have one on me. Like, I used to keep a case in my shooting bag. Yeah. But I don't even take my bag with me to, like, shoots. I know what I need. I need this one lens, this one camera, and that's it. But when I do travel, like, outside of the city, I definitely bring a business card.
I should. I don't travel much anymore.
You go to Springs multiple times.
I go to Springs
multiple times
every single week, at least once.
And you should be really, really killing it for the reason why you go to Springs, because I'm sure there's business owners that are at that exact same place that you're at. Maybe. I don't want to say it just because I don't want you to get creepers, but
oh yeah,
100%.
I mean, let's get pretty popular here.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Stalkers.
Yeah, 100%.
No, but yeah, I probably should.
You really should.
That's one thing too, like marketing. People go all in, like social media is the way to go.
Well, like we've been talking about it, like the clothing and stuff. Like I always wear the hat or the shirt or something, you know.
Well, after 5 years of being in business, I finally have the files for my own company logo. 5 years later.
That is so mind blowing.
So
thanks Fiverr.com.
Yeah. Twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times.
However long it took.
I know.
I think it's called Fiverr because it takes 5 attempts to get something decent.
Oh my God.
100%. Not $5.
If you're ever using Fiverr, do the cheapest option. I did $150 for a logo. It came out like total ass.
I can't believe you even did that.
Yeah, I thought that was a good price. I was like, $150, that's reasonable. Yeah. I'd get $60 for the other one. And it was only $60 because I got like every single file possible.
No, of course.
But yeah, I mean, I could have done that
one. The social, the transparent,
yeah,
the
PNG. I could have done the same thing for $30 and got half the files. And it came out way better.
No, 100%.
So, but yeah, no, I definitely want to get like some hats, some shirts.
Like you should
for sure.
At this point. Polos for sure, like the polos with the embroidery, like if I could wear a polo every day, I would. Like, t-shirts are cool, long sleeves are cool. I love my sweaters. I don't actually have a hoodie with my logo on it. I have I have like a windbreaker,
big time.
And like it wasn't screen printed. It was like
heat pressed.
Yeah, and it like I got one good photo of myself in it, and then I drove home with the heated seats on in my car, and they just like peeled right off. So I'm like, man, I should probably get that like screened on.
I don't know if you can. I don't know how to do it exactly.
I don't know how to do it
either. I think it's important. Wear your logo.
Yeah, you become a brand. People invest in your brand and in your ecosystem. Even though I don't sell merch yet, that's in the works. But still, like, I like to do it for myself. Like, I think I have a David Took It shirt in every color. Like, I have a soft purple color shirt.
I don't know if I've ever seen you with something that didn't say David Took It on it.
And that's what people say too. You know, like I even get small stickers, and I'm pretty sure there's a David Took It sticker. Yeah, David Took It sticker back there. There's one on my Mac.
Don't look at my sticker. It's not even my company.
Yeah, it's not even your company, but you rep them pretty hard. You should probably have a collab
or something.
But yeah, I mean, I like clothes. I like fashion, and I'd rather invest that money into my own clothing than buy something else. You know,
I'm gonna get some like Carhartt, DOS Financial collabs.
No, that'd be sick. Like Carhartt, New Era, they have a collab. Carhartt and one of these shoe companies have a collab.
So that's something too that me and you always like found similar.
100%.
You really, I remember like. I wasn't really into like designer too much, but I definitely had an interest in it. And then once I met you, I started referring to you as Designer David.
Yeah, I forgot that you did.
Yeah.
That's
so
insane.
Now I'm like, it's funny. I always like to go buy something, like buy like new Coach or something, or like Gucci sunglasses or something.
Yeah.
And no one will notice it except for you.
Oh, 100%. Like I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who notices like for anything. Like my mom, she's super high fashion and stuff like that. And like she's always had Coach versus Dooney and Burke, all that stuff. So like automatically I would be trained to like know what kind of bag that is. Like some of these super high end bags, like I probably couldn't tell you like what a Birkin bag looks like, even though every rapper drops the Birkin bag name. I couldn't tell you what that looks like.
I wouldn't have any idea.
I have no clue, but I'll tell you.
I'll pick out a Gucci bag every day though.
Every day, Louis Vuitton bag, all that.
Coach
stuff.
For sure. Coach is my gig
all day. Yeah.
I go so hard for Coach.
I think out of all the brands, like I own more Coach than anything else. Versace's starting to like come up more. I don't have a Versace wallet. I opted not to buy it. It didn't feel good. That is one thing I've noticed is like we're like totally getting into a whole nother
totally
thing,
off the
but
point.
This is my jam. But I'm pretty sure Michael Kors owns Versace now.
Michael Kors is so slept on for guys.
100%. Their Michael Kors black duffel bag is untouched. Like it looks.
Their watches.
So good.
Michael Kors watches are so
I have
nice.
2 of them. I don't think I've ever changed the battery. I might have wore it like 4 times. I think it was a gift.
See this thing battery. I've had it for like 3 years.
The
battery died twice.
Bolova. Tell them how you lost it.
Bolova.
Tell them how you lost it.
I was moving.
Years.
I was moving for a year, so we bought our house, and I don't know why, but I put it in the dresser we were moving, and somehow it fell behind the drawer in the dresser in the move, so it was sitting behind all the drawers. And then that dresser, we didn't even use that dresser because my wife was gonna cut it in half and do like some
DIY,
Etsy project with it, and it never happened. So it was just a cut up dresser sitting in the garage for a year. So when I was moving it out to clear up the garage, and I pulled it out, and it was sitting there.
That's insane. You almost threw it away. You almost threw away a Volvo watch. That's insane.
I was so sad. My wife was mad because she's the one that bought it for me. And so, like, I got it. I, like, was running into the house, like, screaming, I found my watch. And I was just going to go buy another one and not tell her and just act like I found it. And then actually found it.
Dang. That's insane. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. Like, yeah. My fear is, like, I have, like, a super OCD about, like, not losing things. Like, I had a pair of Coach earrings, and I wore them to, like, Easter, and we were playing football, and the football hit my ear somehow. I like went and caught it and like brought it down. I lost that one Coach earring. So I like the fact that I know I have an odd number of earrings now.
I would throw the other one out.
I'd have to throw the other one out. But like I can't commit to buying the same pair because I've already owned. I don't know.
I
like
agree.
It's so weird.
I agree.
Even though I do like them genuinely.
So I guess like I kind of want to like bring it full circle back to like business side. Like in I want to know how you feel because I was talking to someone yesterday and they were like, you know, in your profession, Brad, like you should like flex harder, you know, because your whole thing is like
you've been flexing
saving
pretty hard.
Your thing's like saving people money.
You got the little Dicky
like,
approach
money,
to save that
everything,
money. Yeah.
You know, like money. Like that's what like I deal with people's numbers and finances every day. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I should buy a Gucci bag and just write it off.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, who cares? I've been telling you to write off to go shopping every month for Tax Tuesday, and just
I have been buying shirts.
No, 100%. We hit that Dillard sale. You hit it really hard.
I try to buy a couple shirts every month.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. Like, and you, because I mean, for you, you're not really like in front of the lens much, which I think you should be.
I should be
100%.
It's tough. It's a hard transition,
and I think like a little hard flex for you would be good too for your socials.
Oh, there's flexes all the time. Like my personal account, I don't post very often. It's usually photos other photographers take of me while I'm like shooting a wedding. So even like photos of me are either from the side or like unless we actually pose it, I would never ask like a wedding photographer to take my photo unless like it's one of the like people I actually like communicate with on a regular basis. But automatically I'm like, yo, go stand over there, let me test my light, you know, like we hook each other up that way. Or if we see each other out in the field, like I dress up every day for the most part. Like I don't really scrub it to my photo shoots unless I like really know you, then I might wear a pair of joggers. But for the most part I'm like ready at all times, you know, just in case. But I should be in front of it more. But
I feel like, you know,
if you want flex hard, I mean,
it's kind of weird because like as business owners, I don't know, maybe this is bad, but I've kind of been justifying buying stuff more.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you know, like
I worked hard.
You look like you look good, you feel good.
100%.
And people, Brad Lease was saying, sometimes owning things as materialistic as it is, it gives you more credibility than you really deserve sometimes.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
You said, you know, I wish I could say I grew up a millionaire driving a shitbox Corolla, but I became a millionaire driving a Mercedes.
Exactly.
No,
100%.
Like, it's true.
I get it.
It's true.
I mean, even the top, I'm trying to think, every top business owner in town that I know flexes pretty hard. You know, like they might be subtle flexes, but I know that, you know, if I know them personally, they flex hard. You know what I mean? Whether they're top roofer, like the top roofer I know has like crazy cars, you know, in a crazy house with pools and stuff like that. The top funeral home director has a Huracan.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like.
Oh, yeah.
It's insane.
Park back there.
It's insane, yeah. And I don't hate him for that. Like I respect that.
That's what I was gonna say. It's like you kind of I think it's okay to buy that stuff when you know you're buying it for you. You know what I mean?
100%, yeah.
But you also might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, how I feel. Really can't take it with you, and I keep telling myself that too much to justify. But
well, I save. You know what I mean? Like I'm investing every single month. I know what I'm investing every month. I know what that will be when I retire. So it's like anything above that, like I become a little more comfortable with.
You can't forget to live at the end of the day. Like you can pinch pennies. Like I came from a law enforcement field. People would like pinch pennies or like complete opposite, and they'd buy like all these like toys and boats and stuff. But like the dude who like would pinch pennies, like you're not expected to live more than 2 years after you retire anyway.
That's crazy.
You know, so you work all this time, you put away all this money, and like some months are more tight than others, but to die 2 years later, you know, like you've got to live in the now too. Like I saw a thing that was like, book that trip, book that Airbnb, you know, like rent that car and like really enjoy it. And, you know, I've been trying to spend less money on material things and more money on experiences.
Yeah.
So I feel like people do that with me as well. I am an experience in a weird way. Somebody goes through a breakup or a divorce, they hit me up. You swipe right on them because their photo was so good on Tinder. You know, like it's a big circle. It's a whole experience. And, you know,
out here getting people laid, making them feel better.
100%. I've taken some of my friends' Tinder pictures, and one of the girls matched with him, and she DM'd him and was like, "You're doing the most with your photos," and then unmatched with him.
Oh,
like
geez.
that's a for real like
That's
story
hilarious.
that really happened. You know, but yeah, you know, like I don't know. Yeah, it goes back to the look good, feel good, like. Cool. It's
yeah, I like getting the videos made, and we usually shoot pictures every month. Like, yeah, they do.
Up,
You're like, damn.
Yeah, no, it's super cool.
I look way too cool.
100%.
In these
like,
pictures.
Every time I deliver them, my girlfriend's like, Brad needs a new profession because these are way too hard to be an accountant for no reason.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I know.
Most of the time it's spontaneous. Like, we never really plan it. Like, that last shot you did sitting right here counting the money, first off, that was my money that he was counting. Let's be real there.
It was prop money.
It was definitely prop money. It's anyway, but like that shot right there was just, it looked cool. I was sitting over there and we shot it, and it ended up looking really, really cool.
Yeah.
You know, most of our stuff we try and plan it, but it just doesn't work out.
Oh yeah, I know. It's like the more, I don't know, that's how life is.
Yeah,
though.
The more you plan, you can't freak out when it goes left.
Yeah, the more rigid you are, like the more tight you are with what you want to happen, the more resistance the world's going to give you.
No, 100%.
To make you break.
Yeah.
So you might as well be pretty flexible.
Yeah,
kind of go with it.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm super bad at that. Sometimes, like if I get my mindset, I'm like, no, I'm doing this. Yeah. It's probably my wife like hates it, I'm sure.
No, 100%. Once I get my mind stuck on this, like I have been watching YouTube videos about podcasting.
Yeah, I know.
Stop.
I've been so pumped to do a podcast because it's like something new.
Yeah, it's something different. Like add to the routine.
Like TikTok, so I was so excited for
I knew
all that
this
stuff,
one would take longer and probably be longer than most of them. The goal, I guess, leave a comment wherever we decide to post this. We don't even know how in the world we're going to post this. I got ideas, but leave a comment wherever. Saying, you know, what your ideal podcast length is. For me, it was like 35 to 45 minutes, which I think we're at that now.
Yeah, we're pretty close, I'm
somewhere
sure.
Close to that. But just so we know, some people like long ones. I don't really want to be like Joe Rogan and sit here for 3 hours. I don't want you to have to edit that mainly. So the shorter, the better for me. But
yeah, I agree. I think 30 minutes is good. Yeah. But I mean, I guess it depends if anyone does watch this and comment. We'll see what they say for sure.
No, 100%. Like, let us know what you think of the whole setup now. We're not 100% on this logo yet, but this is the best one we have so far.
Man, you know, if there was like a good graphic designer, I would throw all my money towards them.
Like
someone I know personally.
Yeah.
And I could just call them back. Here's my idea.
Yeah, make this happen.
Please, can I have
there's
it
no graphic designers in like the video space either. So like everything we do, we just buy the plugin, and then that kind of makes our life easier. But like animators and all that, like super slept on, and I probably couldn't afford you anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
For my little video. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, some of my contracts are getting bigger, but still, it's so hard, and I respect what they do so much. That's truly art, but. Yeah, well, sweet. Let's finish with this last question and see if we snowball this into another 30-minute segment. But
we'll try not to.
What sets you apart from others in your field of work?
Oh man, I feel like there's a lot. I feel like I don't know anybody that's even similar in accounting.
Yeah.
Most people that I know that are accountants, they're late 50s, early 60s, late 60s.
Yeah.
Like just old, not on social media.
I was gonna say you've got to
very
be one
rigid.
Of a few.
You know, like it's not a young field. Even I mean, you can go online. There are some young accountants and stuff you see online, but a lot. It's not a very young field. So I mean, like, I think my age is a huge advantage for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because I get to work with people that are my age, that are
business owners
coming up, and so. You know, I might not have like ton of clients I work with that are like multi-million-dollar businesses, but I work with a ton of clients that are doing really great shit that will eventually be multi-million-dollar businesses. I think consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think it's a night and day difference. When you think of an accountant, most people think of like just the old boring
dude with like long ear hair,
dorky glasses and stuff.
Exactly. The pocket. I just met a stockbroker and he looked exactly like what you think a stockbroker looks like.
Right? Yeah.
I could have looked at him and was like, you sell stocks, huh?
So many times I'm like, I'm an accountant. They're like, oh, really?
Like, what'd you think I did? Like that's the thing is like, the way I dress, tattoos, jewelry, all that stuff. Like, I want people to assume, like, what does this dude do? Yeah. And then, like, I'm going to, like, tell you that I take photos and make videos. And they're going to be like, what in the world? Yeah. Like, that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, looks are probably, like, different looks in our professions. Probably similar for both of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
What else sets you apart?
Well, going into looks, but not like the look of me, but the look of my photos, I feel like sets me apart. There's very few that know how to do dark and moody correctly, and it took me a long time to learn the dark and moody look. And like things that need to be bright are bright, and things that are shadowed are properly shadowed, without losing too much detail.
And you turned it into dark and booty too.
Dark and booty? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh my yeah, that too.
Hold off in the night there,
the whole off in the night. Yeah, I get too many socials. But but I feel like the flow of how the photo shoot goes is very like relaxed, and I don't like to like, okay, you're gonna sit here, you're gonna cross your leg, you're gonna put your elbow on your knee. Like, I hate that shit. So like, it's more candid type posing. Like, I start with the pose, like I'll even tell you, go stand over there, and people are like, well, what do I do? I was like, just wait, stand there. All right, go ahead and walk towards me. You're gonna look at each other, look away, look that way, look back at me, and like, they don't even know what they just did. But I got 5 usable shots out of that one walking sequence. And then what sets me apart is my delivery times for most.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's
your turnaround times
within 24 hours of the shoot. But other than that, like,
how long are you going to keep up 24-hour turnaround?
For photos, I can probably keep that up. I am getting more busy with small business clients. Those clients do wait because I edit those during the day. So phase out weddings, bring in small business clients. Their content is a little crazier and like very specific. But I feel like that mainly my look and my quality. Zoom in on your favorite photographer on Instagram, zoom in on their photos, and then go and zoom in on mine and let me know how that goes. I feel like as far as like quality and crispiness goes, nobody is more crisp than I am. 100%. Their colors might be a little better, depending on what your taste is, but nobody is going to be more clean than me as far as like quality wise.
Yeah, I agree. I've looked at a lot of different photographers. I feel like your pictures are clear cut. Like, you can see a difference between someone. You can see a difference between someone who knows what they're doing, someone who doesn't know what they're doing,
but has a nice camera. Yeah.
But then you can see the difference between two people that are really good at their craft, but you can still see the difference between your work and someone else's work. Yeah. Like, I'm not like artistic and like super artsy. I don't know, like the main difference is, like I can see 2 good pictures, like, oh, those both look good, but they're both so different. Apart.
Yeah, 100%. There's a big bright and airy push in the springs. A lot of springs photographers, they look like a photographer. They have the flat brim hat, they have the double holster, like 2 camera bodies.
My gosh.
They have the suspenders, the like rolled pants. Like, there's some people here that dress like that.
I was at a wedding, and she had the coolest thing ever. It was like a little belt, and her like little metal clip on it for her second camera.
Yeah.
It was cool.
100%.
I won't lie.
It was probably my business partner. She's the only one that uses that rig.
Yeah,
it's like a fanny pack, but your camera sits on it.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Yeah, 100%. She a lot of people do that because when you wear a camera with a strap with a flash, it like puts strain on your neck, and so a lot of people have like weird neck issues and like pinched nerves and stuff like that. So putting it on your hip makes it a lot easier. I have like a cheap one from Wish that I'm like terrified to use, and I'm like, I'll just switch the camera. Yeah, I'll just switch the
for something that expensive.
Yeah, I'll just switch a lens, and I'm good on that. But like, and the other thing is the perspective on which I shoot. There's a lot of lazy photographers, and now that I say this, you'll notice it. A lot of shots are at eye level, and kind of top down. I'm a fan of a top down shot when it's necessary to get like makeup and stuff like that, eyelashes. But a lot of photographers will just stand up. In all of my action shots, I'm kneeling, I'm shooting up. It gives you a more heroic look instead of a submissive look. There are times for the submissive look for sure. I like to shoot down on some kids. I like to shoot down on some maternity type shots because you can really get like the body sculpture and everything like that. You can really see the bump from a top down perspective. But a lot of people are super lazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I bet you, it
drives me nuts to scroll on Instagram.
Notice it.
Horizons, like some people's horizons are off, and that drives me nuts too. I'm like, it's a one-click button, and you kind of just fix it. But people just overlook it. Like my attention to detail for sure.
Yeah, the expensive cameras.
Don't fix that.
Everyone wants to be a photographer. I feel like
everybody and their mother, which is cool. Like if I showed you my DMs for people who want to, like, hey, I want to get a camera and I want to start taking photos. Like, cool, what would you get? Well, I built my business off a $500 camera with a prime lens. This is the one I got. This is the newer version. This is the extreme version. This is what I use now. Like, here's your options. If you need help, let me know. I do mentoring.
So much more than just what you buy.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
You got to know how to use it for sure. Every day I learn something new in Lightroom or I learn something new on my camera. But it's because I'm invested in this world. Yeah. Like I'm sure every day you learn. Obviously, you tell me tax laws that are coming through, and I'm like, I have no idea. How do you even know that?
Especially me studying for the EA stuff.
Yeah, it's like cool. That's going to be huge for you too.
Of stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's always something to be growing. So, I think that should probably wrap it up for our first episode.
Yeah, I think we blew past 45 minutes.
Pushing that limit there, yeah.
100%, yeah.
So that's all right.
Where can people find more of you and your services?
I guess mostly Instagram, DOS, or actually it's Brad_DOS_DF_INC. That's my TikTok and my Instagram, but
check his TikTok for sure. It's super funny.
I've been loving TikTok. And then honestly, I need to get that booking site up like you. But right now, best way is just email dosfinancial@gmail.
100%.
Or shoot me a text 719-553-6750.
Dang, the Mike Jones effect right there.
I know.
For me, don't call me. You can find me on Instagram at DavidTookItCO. At Off in the Night, at Took It Fitness. And then when our Legacy podcast is up and running, we'll plug that in the show notes as well. But you can find me there. All my videos are on Facebook, facebook.com/DavidTookIt. And if you need any services, click the link in my bio, shoot me a message, and we'll get it all ironed out. But
and if you're watching this on YouTube or something, hit the like button, because that's like such a killer. Like that helps us big time.
Yeah, leave comments. Like let us know. Like, hey,
4 seconds.
Yeah, this was terrible. This was great. I learned something. This is too damn long. Make it longer. Like let us know exactly what you're thinking. It helps us out, and it helps like the algorithm and all that stuff. But thank you very much. This is the Lasting Legacy podcast. Thank you. Until next time.